Namaste students, in the previous class we had started with the fifth chapter, A Sunny Morning. Today we are going to continue with the same chapter and same drama, one act play. We had stopped at page number 40. Today we are going to continue from page number 41, but before that let's revise what we have done last time. So the play A Sunny Morning by Quintero Brothers is both funny and tragic. It is about Donna Laura and Don Gonzalo, who were lovers when they were young, but unfortunately they had to separate. In the play, they accidentally meet at a park in Madrid after many years. If you remember, we have done this, we have read this. I hope you have read the chapter, the previous one also, and the next one, or what we are going to do today. So there you will see they meet accidentally in the park. We have the left side corner bench, we have right side corner bench, and I told you the entire scene happens in the right hand corner of the right bench, you can say. So this continues. Laura would feed the pigeons with breadcrumbs and watch them. Gonzalo would sit on a park bench reading poetry by his favorite poets. Both of them are accompanied by their servants because of their old age. This also we have learned last time. Petra was accompanying Donna Laura and Jonathan was accompanying Don Gonzalo because they both are old. They are almost near 70s. So they require someone's help. They want some maid or servant to come along with them in the park. So Laura picks up a verbal combat, attacking him with a barrage of words. He retorts though, gives up soon and offers her a pinch of snuff and reconciles with her. If you remember, I had told you last time, I had showed you the pick of the snuff also. They had a verbal argument, she comments on him for using his handkerchief as the shoe brush, if you remember, and she also scolds him for chasing away her birds. At last, when they share a pinch of snuff, what happens? Friendship takes place between them. They start talking very politely to each other. So let's see what happens next. Page number 41. After asking her permission, while reading from the poet Campmore, he tells her that he first met him in Valencia, a city in Spain, which also happens to his native place. Now this will read about it today. What happens is given in 41 page number that he continues reading the book. And when he is reading the book, she says that it affects me. Why? Because she sees him using the specs as well as the reading glass. I had showed you the picture last time. So she says that it affects me when I see you reading this. So on that, he comments that, oh, this means, are you saying that you can do without the spectacles? She says, yes, I can read this book, this poem without spectacles. So she asks Gonzalo to give the book and without any mistake, non-stop, she reads out those lines. 20 years pass, he returns. And each, beholding the other, exclaims, can it be that this is he? Heavens, is it she? These lines which I am seeing in the book, she was able to read without any difficulty, without any pause, and with that he is impressed. He says that, oh my God, I am jealous of your keen, clear eyesight. So aside, if you see in a textbook, aside, I know every word by heart. Actually, she loved those lines, loved that poem very much, and she would read it without any difficulty. Why? Because she knows those lines by heart. But what impression she has on this Gonzalo, that her eyesight is very, very sharp even at this particular age where she is about 70 years old. So here in this page number 41, he says that he loves to write good verses. And during his young days, during his youth, he wrote many good verses. And then he says that I'll just read the poets. Esperanzada, Zorilla and Becquer. He says that I had made friends with them, I knew them, And then one more poet, he says that Campo, even he had met him personally, he is his good friend. So these particular are not no one else but Spanish poets. Okay, and then he says that I visited America many times. And first I went to America when I was 6 years old. To that, Laura makes a fun. She says that, oh, this means you accompanied Columbus. If you remember, Columbus was the first person to discover America. So she says, oh, I think you went with the caravels of Columbus when he first discovered America. So to that, now Gonzalo doesn't get angry. He laughs. He says, no, my dear, okay, I agree that I am very, very old now, but not that much old that I accompanied Columbus. And he says, I do not know Ferdinand and Isabella. Now, who are these people? They are Catholic monarchs, also called as Catholic kings, who supported and financed Columbus in 1492. If you remember the voyagers, those who went to different lands to discover different lands through sea voyages, those people, Vasco da Gama, then Columbus, all these travelers were patronaged by kings. You remember Henry IV, Henry VII. So in the same way, these two people, you can say Ferdinand and Isabella, they had patronized Columbus when he went to America. So he says that though I am old, I am not too old to know these two people. Okay. Then next, if you see page number 42, the conversation continues, and even he says that yes, I met Campo in Valencia, and I am the native of that particular city. So hearing the name Valencia, even Laura recalls her past. She says that near Valencia there is one villa near the seashore covered by, you can say, orange and lemon trees. There is one villa, and then she tries to recall, it says, yeah, Maricela. The name of that villa is Maricela, she says, and there lived a girl, a beautiful girl. When she comments, or when she utters the name Maricela, Don Gonzalo is startled, he is like surprised, he is shocked. How come even this particular lady who is sitting next to me, she knows about that particular villa? And then even he tries to recall about certain things. He says in that villa lived a beautiful girl. Then he tries to recall the name, and then he says Laura, yes, Laura Lorente. And when he says Laura Lorente, here Donna Laura is like shocked and surprised. She is startled how this particular old man knows about Laura. Okay, so here you can see I have just in short given you the page number 42 and 43. What is the flashback? Okay, flashback, the past. When Don Gonzalo reads from Campo's 20 years past, he returns. Both feel that they were the lovers in the past. Even Laura feels and even Gonzalo feels as if they both were lovers in the past. Why? Because she also loves those lines, he also loves those lines. And let me tell you, as I have told in the starting, that they were lovers, but they were departed due to cruel fate, and now they were departed. At this particular stage, they are departed lovers. So reading those lines, he remembered, yes, maybe like he recalled back about his love, past love. But they choose to pretend to hide their identities. Of course, when he says he knows about Maricela, when he utters the name Laura, when she says about Maricela, they get a slight doubt whether he is that same person. And if you understand, even if you grow very, very old, slight features will be same. People could recognize that, yeah, this is particular fellow who was in youth how he seemed, and now in the old age how he looks. Okay, so Don Gonzalo tells Laura that he was Gonzalo's cousin. Now there is a next story coming on. There is Laura's version of the story, Gonzalo's version of the story is there, and in that particular story they pretend that they are not those lovers. She is not the lady staying in that villa, and he is not the hero, or he is not the lover that he. Okay, I'll tell you about the story. So they pretend that Gonzalo's cousin was that particular lover, and Laura pretends that her friend was that particular lover. So that is what Don Gonzalo tells Laura, that he was Gonzalo's cousin, and she says that she heard about Donna Laura's story through her friend. So now here they are going to narrate their story, love story of the past, but they are not going to reveal out their identity. They will not tell that it was my story. They say that Don Gonzalo says that it was his cousin's story and she says it is her friend's story. So let's see the love story. Their love story is over here. Donna Laura's version. Two versions are there and reality also is there. What is the reality? Something different, and what story they create and they narrate to each other is different. Laura Laurentine lived at Maricela in Valencia. She was known as the Silver Medal in her locality. This you have to pay attention because this is asked for 1 mark question. The Silver Medal. She was known as the Silver Medal because of her color. She was fair. She had long black hair, whereas black eyes, and she was very beautiful. That she was attracted. Many people were attracted towards her. So she was called as the Silver Medal. Gonzalo would pass by on horseback every morning. So it was actually Gonzalo, but what he says in his story that his cousin used to pass on the horseback. Gonzalo would pass by on horseback every morning down the rose path under her window and would toss up to her balcony a bouquet of flowers. Later in the afternoon, he would return by the same path and catch the bouquet of flowers she would toss him. This is what is the love story. That is what they remember, and that is just a short love story which happened in the past. It continues. It is Laura's version. Laura's parents wanted to get her married to a merchant. It's a common love story, right? The lovers love each other, and the parents of the particular girl or boy, they don't want her to marry the guy, or that particular boy doesn't. His parents don't want him to marry the girl. So here the same thing happened. Laura's parents wished that they had planned that she should get married to a merchant, not to Don Gonzalo. A duel followed and the merchant was badly wounded by Gonzalo. This same thing like normally or love stories which you see in the movies. So one night, or you can say timing is given over here. Okay, and later in the afternoon, that is done. One night, patient 43. When my cousin waited under her window to hear her sing, that time that merchant unexpectedly came over there, and maybe some argument took place, and then duel took place. What's the duel? I've just mentioned over here. Gallant means brave or valiant, and duel is not a formal fight between two people in which they use guns or swords in order to settle a quarrel. Of course, in this case, they have not used guns. Maybe, of course, they have not used swords also. They have done some physical fighting, and in that fighting, merchant was heavily or highly injured. And when merchant was injured, Gonzalo, he got scared because he was a reputed personality in that area. And then what would be the consequence? Thinking of that, he went away from it. He ran away from that particular place called Valencia just to hide for a few days till the matter gets calm or quiet. Gonzalo's version. Gonzalo loved her intensely too. After injuring the merchant seriously, fearing the consequences, he took refuge in Seville and Madrid. He wrote many letters to her, but they were intercepted. Intercepted means what? They were not. Her parents took attention. They tried that those letters are not given to Laura. It doesn't reach to Laura. So they took possession of intercepted by her parents. As there was no reply, in despair, he joined the army and met his death in Africa. This is Gonzalo's version. Do you think Gonzalo really died? No, Gonzalo is sitting next to Laura now, and we have not finished Laura's story also. Laura's what she says that how she ends her life. He fled away, fearing the consequences. As I told you, he got scared. He just tried to go away from there. He went out of Valencia. He ran from there so that the matter gets quiet or silent. Laura waited for days and months, and not hearing from him for long, she left her home one afternoon and went to the beach. While she was engrossed in his thoughts, she was washed away by the waves. Even she has given a very beautiful death to Laura, and Gonzalo also has given beautiful death to Don Gonzalo, right? But what is the reality? They both are sitting next to each other and they are telling their story with slight changes, and they are narrating that story is not his story. Gonzalo says it is his cousin's story, and Laura says it is her best friend's story. So here I have just written the meaning of the words. Actually, your job is to take a dictionary when you sit for the English class or when you sit with the English textbook. Search the meaning of the difficult words and write the meanings in textbook. So here we have intercepted. I told you to take possession. Atrocious is offensive because they both are commenting. Aside means it's a monologue where the audience is able to hear what is going on in that particular character's mind, or the reader is able to read but not the other character. So in this particular chapter, the author has beautifully used these asides. He has used brackets, if you read, and asides, not to get confused what is aside, but the character speaking to herself, speaking to himself, not to be heard to the other character. Okay. So here atrocious means when they comment, when they listen to the story, they have already recognized that he has recognized that she is Laura, and she has recognized that he is Don Gonzalo. So when they narrate the stories, they are praising how offensive lie she is telling, and even she also is telling that he has narrated a very beautiful story, a very gracious death he has given to himself, but he cannot overshine me. I am much more smarter than you, Don Gonzalo. I can kill in a better way. To whom? To her past, her past character. Prostrated is emotionally devastated, because when she says, oh, after listening to your brother's story, maybe you are completely emotionally devastated. So he says, it's quite natural. I felt as if the story has taken place to my own brother. I was really very sad to listen to his story, and even she says that I was really very sad to listen to my friend's story. They both have a very sad story. Conclusion, or you can say the reality. What was the reality? 2 years later, Laura married someone and settled down in her life. What Laura told in her story? That she went on the beach while sitting on the rock, waves swallowed her. But here what is the reality? After 2 years, waiting for 2 years, she waited for Gonzalo's letter, she waited for Gonzalo, but he didn't turn up. So she married with someone else and she settled in her life. Similarly, Gonzalo, disappointed over his lost love, 3 months later married a ballet dancer and settled down in Paris. So now at present both old people are sitting. She also is married, he also is married. Within how many days? Actually you can say 3 months. At least she took 2 years, she waited for 2 years, but Gonzalo, he felt his loss, he has lost his love. So within 3 months, he married a ballet dancer and he settled down in Paris. Though they were separated in their hearts, their yearning for their romantic love continued. Though they were separated, still in one corner of the heart, they were still eager to know about their lover, the past lover. And maybe today, due to providence, what is providence? It's God's wish. Because somewhere here you can say page number 43, Laura comments. The ways of providence are strange. This question is asked for 6 marks in board exam. What is the meaning of this? She is completely surprised at how come after 50 years We got separated, and today after 50 years we are meeting together again. Ways of providence means what? Who knows what is God's wish? God's wish or God's, because the providence is very, very strange. That is what she comments aside. To herself she comments, you can see page number 43. So even she is surprised, oh my God, after 50 years, we both lovers, we are meeting again. Okay, so here, when they meet in the park after nearly 50 years, both of them were able to recall their intense romantic affair. They were able, because those memories are sweet memories. Especially what we desire for, if we don't get, that particular thing is always there deep in our heart. We may forget as the years pass, we may forget, but still it won't be wiped out from your heart. So that is what is there. Both of them were able to recall their intense romantic affair. Although they came to know about each other in reality, they got to know that she got to know that Gonzalo is telling lies. He got married. That's why he is alive over here. And even he understood. She also is alive. She is not dead. They did not want to reveal. They did not want to tell their reality. She doesn't want to say that yes, that particular silver medal whom you love is me. And he also doesn't want to say that gallant horse rider who came to your window every morning and who went back again, that fellow is me. He doesn't want to tell. For they had lost their charming youth. Why? Because they don't want to tell. Why? Because the image what they had, what she had about him and what he had about her 50 years back, beautiful lady and gallant horse rider, that image they want to maintain that image. They don't want to spoil that image, so they don't tell to each other that we are the past. We are your past lovers. Overall, it is the conclusion. Overall, the play evokes humor and maintains a happy mood throughout the complete conversations. When the entire, of course, I am not reading this now. It will be boring if I read it in front of you now. You take the book from starting till the end. With full concentration, read it. You will really enjoy. There is lots of fun. There is lots of humor in the conversations. You will laugh at these two characters because they both are not aware that we are aware about their reality. So when we are about their reality, we really enjoy reading it. It serves as a slapstick to those who pretends to be the epitome of true love. In our real life, few people they say, or it happens in your age now. You are in love with some girl, or if you are in love with some boy, as per your gender, you say that, yeah, this is my true love. That is your pretension. You pretend to be its true love because this is the reality. As I told you, we learn and we do, actually first of all we don't always get the things which we desire in life. Many times we are given what we don't want. With that also life continues. This is a special message to the people or the youngsters in today's world, this generation, that you should not get disappointed on your failures. It may be failure in life or some sort of thing, or failure in job, or failure in exams. You should not get disappointed because life continues. That is what it tells. Those who pretend that their love is true love, that is what is the reality. Donna Laura also said it was her true love. Gonzalo said it was their true love, and they have created a story telling that it was their sad end. They have created a story, it's a tragic story about their love affair, and now again they are meeting together. It is providence, God's wish that they meet again, and now they are meeting again. And if you see the next conclusion, what happens is, if you read it, they promise or they agree to meet the next day. She asks, smilingly she asks, are you going to come tomorrow? So Gonzalo says that if it's a sunny morning, I will come tomorrow. And then she inquires, are you going to go to your bench on the left hand corner of the path? He says, no, madam, if you allow me, I will come to the same bench. And along what is that? I will bring breadcrumbs for your birds. They wait for their maid and servant. When they come, they are about to go. And Petra, she brings some flowers. When she's coming, some violet flowers she gets for Laura, which was given by that particular guard. So when she's giving it, few loose flowers fell down. So Petra and Laura are turning back and they are moving towards their right side. And what happened coincidentally, Gonzalo during that time only is bending down, though he is not able to bend properly, it's the 1770s, he is bending down to pick up those flowers. That time only Laura turns back and she gets a proof that yes, this fellow is nothing else but my past lover Gonzalo. And when she turns back, he understands she is my past lover Laura. So with this they understand that yes, they are actually their past lovers. And with a hope, it's sunny morning is what a hope that maybe tomorrow morning, if it's sunny morning, these two past lovers, those who got separated 50 years back, they're again going to meet today, or you can say tomorrow, after 50 years, and that too as old people, and their story continues. That is what is in this particular play. Take your own time, read the entire chapter. Just one last thing. It also has a concealed message that things are not real as it appears to be. In this case, the two lovers did not tell their reality. What they pretended is something else, what they really are is something else. We are not ready to reveal the bitter and gross truth if we feel that it will ruin our image. They both understood that if I tell her that I am her past lover, if she tells that I am your past lover, what image they will form, because now they both are old and they are they are not beautiful now, he is not handsome. So they both try to hide their reality, but still that love, the feeling of love continues, and it's also God's wish that they are again meeting. With this, it's a very common story. You can go through it, read it. If you have any doubts, ask me during doubt clarification. With that, have a good day. Thank you.